Namaste, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to all of you to this unique conversation. It is a great pleasure for me to kind of moderate this great musical conversation between two fantastic musical masters. I have been very fortunate that right from my birth, I have been exposed to excellence. I was 3 when I started playing the violin, and I was 5 when I played my first concert, and my brother was, I think, 7 or 7.5. Since then, I have been the closest. I have had the privilege and pleasure and honor of watching the illustrious musical journey of a great master. And it is like a sapling growing into a huge tree with multiple branches and leaves, and fruits are hanging, and musicians, rasikas, generation next, everybody is having a taste of that fruit. My brother Ganesh Anna, my guru as well, is a phenomenon. And it is such a pleasure for me to be moderating this conversation. On the other side is the musicians of South India can say this: neighbors envy, owners pride. Patri Sathish Kumarji, he is our pride. Such a phenomenal artist, a path-breaking trendsetter. So what is this conversation about? In the year 2018, my brother released a very unique music album called Gruha, the Home. So we are going to discuss that beautiful musical journey. So I take great pleasure in welcoming my brother, Mahavidwan Ganesh Rajagopalan, and the Mridangam Maestro, Patri Sathish Kumar.
Namaskar.
Namaste, Patri ji.
Good.
Namaskar.
Ganesh.
Yes.
Namaste, Ganesh ji. Welcome.
Yes. Namaste. Namaskarams to both of you, Kumaresh and Patri ji.
Good morning.
Very, very good night for you. Such a pleasure to interact with both of you. I mean, it's you're just, as Kumaresh said, it's like both of us are born to be together, but in different continents now. But even then,
The connection is on, right?
Yeah, but the love, the connection, that's what is important. The heart to heart, the feel of the heart beats for the other. It's kind of like
Absolutely.
yeah. So Patriji is the heartbeat himself, the rhythm personified. So it's so very great to have him. My dear friends, all of you, it's such a pleasure for me to be part of this and talk with two of the greatest musical minds, Kumaresh and Patriji. They have they see things in such beautiful dimensions, and to just listen to them talk about music, listen to their music itself is such a pleasure and honor for me. Such a great blessing. Thank you so much. So
wow,
Gruha is like that, home for all of us. Music is a home for everyone. Get together, and that's what is the album all about. So yeah. So let me say a few words. There is a concept to the album that we did. There are there is it's all as usual, like in Carnatic music, what we have, the Varnam is there. It's the Grahabhai, the Varnam in Shankarabharanam. And there is another composition in Amrita Kalyani, which is a Raga Pravagam. I mean, it's also a new Raga, a combination of Amrita Varshani and Kalyani. So that's why it's called Amrita Kalyani. And then we have a piece in Riti Kaula, which is what I want to discuss about. And there is another Raga Malika where we have performed something like, Raham Sadwani, Madhyamavati, and Sindhu Bhairavi. So that is another composition. There is a concept to the whole thing. The link to the concept is available in this link that you are just seeing. If you go back and you can watch it, it's a 7-minute video. There's a story behind it, so you can watch that. But now we are going to talk about a particular portion of the album, which is Riti Gaula. I'm just I don't know where to start, where to end, and all that. So I would like Patri ji and Kumaresh ji to take this forward and make this conversation a 3-way thing, not a 1-way.
Namaskaram to my brothers and my wishes to all the viewers. What to say about GK? In alphabets, some alphabets are meant for some people. G and K are meant for GK. No doubt in that. No doubt. What an inspiration these two people in one's life. Of course, I am coming to about today's topic, but before that, it's my duty to show my love and gratitude to the level of how much they inspire, how much of inspiration I take and am taking and going to take from these two legends. I'm so fortunate to be living, being a journey, that is a journey with them, because there was a time when a 7 and 9-year-old boys performing in my village or in my town, and a 5-year-old boy sitting in the front row looking at them, jaw dropping. Till that day, in Carnatic music, in my place, Vijayanagaram in Andhra, no one had the shock of their musical life to witness. Even I still feel goosebumps when I talk or when I think of these two legends. And keeping up with the time and growing like Himalayas and still growing. Salute to both of you, sir, for inspiring. And one small thing, when Ganesh ji asked me about this recording, I thought it is like a GK recording. So, no, we are doing just me and you, we are doing. That made me just Ganesh ji and myself. We do in a different way. I want Kumaresh ji to take from here as to.
You have been very kind, Sathish ji. You said so many wonderful words. I don't even know what it is.
It's my duty, sir, to look at my brothers, which are my power to all the younger generation musicians.
Thank you.
Very well. Yeah.
So, friends, this album is very unique. It is very intensely Carnatic. It has not only the dimensions, but also the future dimensions of Carnatic music. How one can foresee, how one can be oneself and create a musical thought and present it as a musical space. So when you say Carnatic, there is Raga and Tala. The intensity of Raga Tala is very much prevalent. We normally have compositions. Compositions are there, but that is where the connection of tradition and the future, the dots are connected. From there, the Varanam, that is the original composition, but a very dynamically beautiful Varanam, followed by, as Anna said, Amrita Kalyani Raga Pravaham, again original composition. And then I want to talk about that, Ganeshji, that Riti Gaula. The way you have thought about that Riti Gaula, what was the inspiration behind it, and why Riti Gaula, and why do it that way?
Okay, so this is first of all, I would tell everyone that it's a wonderful time for musicians to put in the public space what they think, because there is no barrier now between the artist and the public. The musician can do whatever he wants and he can put it in public space, and it's up to the public to know it. Whether they want to hear it, they can hear it. If they don't want it, they can just shut their ears. So they have the option. So, but for the artist, it's a wonderful time because of the social media thing. You don't have to go behind anybody to sell your product. You can directly sell your product and go to the musician, go to the public as you please. But the greatest thing about our music is that it's based on certain principles of it, which are amazingly futuristic, at the same time steeped in tradition. So when you ask me this question, that's always been there in our mind, what we want to do as opposed to what is being done already. So so from the beginning, it's how I think, how I plan or how I go into a concert is like, these are all people there. I want them to appreciate my music. That is my thought process at that point of time. There might be youngsters, there might be old people, there might be middle-aged people. And that's how I approached Kalyana Kacheris. Kalyana Kacheris always were the floating population where people just come there to have a good time. It's a social gathering. So when I go when we used to perform Kalyana Kacheris, it was more like, everyone is a future audience for us. Everyone there. So you have to get them connected to your music. That was my aim, and that was how we planned our concert, and how that's how we did it. So at that point of time, we were making a difference. We know that we were making a difference by playing like that. And then after our journey continued, and after a point, I was thinking the whole system of how we were performing. So there is when I sit and perform with Sathish, for example, there are only two of us. It's a solo concert. So how do I approach the music? Because when we performed, at least there was some interaction. When GK performed, there is some interaction because there's always a question and answer. We look at the visual aspect is very different. We know what we are going to do. There's a question, there's an answer, there's a future answer for it. There's something there to visually attract also. But if there is a solo concert, how do you handle it? There is nobody to put talam. There is no place that people will know that that's the samam. That's what we're coming to. They don't know. Unless you play something like Moksha Mugalata, for example, Moksha Mugalata, people will know the first few phrases of the melody. If you do suddenly you start playing in Sakshatkara, nobody will know whether the only moksha mukha sri gama gazadi gam. That's where they'll know. For example, Vatapi Ganapati. They'll Vatapi Gana. Only that people will know. Only that tune. If you do something like something else, some other place, you know, I mean, like the Karam Bhuja Bhajavi, do that, they won't know where the samam is, whether you have come to a place and all. They won't know. If there are two people, then there'll be question and answer. So they'll know at least that we are improvising. All those things they'll know. But how will people know that that's okay, I've played my part, you are going to play your part? It's not possible when there is a solo, like I am playing and Sathish playing. It's not possible to know. So how do you approach that? So I tell myself, forget about it. Don't worry about that. Why should people know that you are coming to the summum? Why should people know that you're playing a chorus? Why should they know that this is the beginning of the song? Why should they know that? Why just do whatever you want? That was the basic idea of this. The summum is always at a point where not only the artist, but also the audience will feel it, you know, when you play, because for example, let's take Preeti Gowda. Ni, ni, sa. Okay. So, ni, ni, sa. Okay. That is the composition. Okay. Sa, sa, sa. Ni, ni, sa. So, if you do that 3-4 times, I am doing it. Sathish ji will not even know that I'm going to play that. But when I play 3-4 times, he'll know, oh, that is the place. He will know that. So when both of us do it for 3-4 times, audience will know it. There is no need for anything. That tune, when it's repeated, people will know that, oh, this is the catch line. This is the bridge. They will know. So I want to take the music forward like that. But use all the concepts that we have in Carnatic music, like the Aridi part of it, the small things that we do, the phrases which which will say that this is Riti Gola, because there's an identifiable part in the music. So when you look at that, we know that all those parts should be there for them to identify that, oh, this is Riti Gola. All those things will be there. But otherwise, we are just improvising all the time. So that was the reason why we did it. And there are many things, like, you know, we'll talk about that also. There are many other parts of it which I would like to talk. So this is the main reason why I did what I did.
Yeah, but it's amazing.
Still, we are not coming to the point. We are just going around the point.
Yeah.
Because I want Kumaresh to ask that, because he already listened to it, I think. So I want him to ask that question before we actually go to it.
But one thing, sir, before I want to tell, Ganesh, you did what you want, but putting me on point blank.
But you are like, you know, no, but you are like, you know, you can play. The greatest thing about Patri ji is he can react, and he's like that rails. You can, once he lays that laya, you can, even bullet train can go, cargo train can go, passenger train, express train, everything can go. This railing is so very perfect that it will match everything. So that is the greatness of Patri ji.
So beautiful. So the way you have approached that composition and the way you have thought it through, and to choose a raga like Riti Gola and play it like that. Riti Gola is, it's all limitations are in the mind. That is that we always look at it that way. But to think about a raga like that and give it that kind of a color, and like our friends in North, the way they approach a composition or of their Pallavi with Ragam Dhanam Pallavi. You have played in that Ragam Dhanam Pallavi style, but you have given it that kind of a treatment. So, what made you think on those lines? Why you could have played a normal Ragam Dhanam Pallavi?
Yeah, very nice
You
question.
could have done Trikalam, you could have done Naraval, you could have done all that. And like normally we do Tishram, Kandam, Nishram, all that you could have done. But you chose to look at it, give it a very different treatment. What made you do that?
Beautiful question. What in my journey as a Carnatic music, what I have seen is the general trend is for every artist to have a particular speed. So, and generally the speed of the Carnatic music is between 80 BPM to 90 BPM, average. I'm saying average. I'm not saying everyone. So some people will have 60 to 70 as their average. So their slowest speed will be 60, their highest speed will be 70. So if for the audience who don't understand the speed value of it, I'm telling you what it is. Okay, so if this is 80, this is 80. Okay, so this is 80. So 3, 4. Oh, Jagadamba Nannu Bro. Okay, so same thing. 3, 4. Vatapi Ganapatim Bhajegam Vatapi Dilaravate Mira Chiravate Hari Narayana Hari. The whole concept will be like this. Okay, so people don't know what a speed and the tempo of a song of a whole concert is. It will be like the same speed. So if they are speaking suddenly after this gama pa ma pa ma, all swaram will happen, and then they'll go here and then Bantu Niti Golu Viya Vai. This is 90. Okay, so this is the maximum speed they'll go. Then they'll say ma pani pa ma pani pani. Then all the drama will happen. Showing your hands, all those things, drama will happen. That's all. That's the entire concept of 3 hours will be between 80 and 90 average. I'm saying some people will be between 60 and 70 only. All the songs will be in 60 and maximum Bantu Niti will happen in 70. Okay, so that is what is the general trend or understanding of musicians, and because of the musicians, audience also. So people don't see any other tempo. So I felt that why is there so much depravity of all that, like whatever is not there. So why don't we explore the possibility of maybe starting from 70 to go to one, maybe slowly develop it and go to 140 or 280 maybe later, why not do that? So see, I'm not talking about just when I'm singing, I'm not talking about just vocalists. I'm also talking about everyone. I'm talking generally the speed of the Carnatic musician. So I was thinking, why not go step by step? It's not that we don't have the step-by-step treatment. For example, when you take a Varnam, generally we start with, for example, Vanajakshiro or some Varnam, Kalyani. Vanajakshiro Virahamurvani, and you do. And then when you go to Charanam, you increase the tempo. You increase the tempo. And so increasing the tempo is not new to Carnatic music. For example, you do it also for when you play Thanam. You slowly increase the tempo and bring it down, go up and bring it down to 0. I mean, and stop. Like that is also there. But and also when you for example you take up Orangasai or something, you sang Orangasai, Rangasai is there. What will happen after Anupallavi? The musician is too slow, no? Let's bring it up, bring up the speed. We do that. It's not that we don't do it. It's that. So the thing is, it's not that we don't increase the speed. We also incrementally increase the speed. But why don't we do it as a concept? That's what I was thinking. Otherwise, because it's only arithmetic, our the way that we develop our speed is only arithmetic. From 4 you go to 5, then 5 to 6, then 6 to 7, 7 to 8, so you're stuck with that also, because you have to, from 4 you can go only to 5, or 5 that speed must be relative to that 4 and all. So it's very arithmetic rather than by feel. So these were the fundamental things that I wanted to explore through this. And why Riti Gaula? Okay, so Riti Gaula is explored in 70 or 80 only, nothing else. Even if you take Panturali or Kalyani, for example, people might go to a little faster tempo, but Riti Gauli only 70 or 60 or even 50. So I just want to see how it will sound when I do it in 130 or 140, or I mean 200, 220 or 240. That's what I'm talking about. See, if you see, ga ga ma 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 ga pa ma ga ri ga. If I say 70, then ga ri ga ma ba da ni da ma ga ma ba ma ga ri ga ma ga ga. The speed. I'm talking about that speed, whether it's possible to do it. Whether I've done it or not, that's not the question. But it's about why not? Because it's possible. It is possible. So it's just exploration. So just exploration about what is not being done or what my mind told me to do. Okay, my mind tells me this to do. Okay, I'm doing it. So it's easier to do in Kalyani, Kambodi, or some other raga. So I wanted to take up Viriti Gaula, maybe later Natakurunji or Kannada. I'm coming up with a concept in Kannada also. So something like that, Saveri. These kind of ragas, which are not explored at all. It is like a one kriti kind of thing. Or I'm singing, today I'm going to sing Saveri main, or I'm going to play Saveri main. So they'll take it up, but again 70 only. So they'll sing 10 minutes Raga Alapana, 10 minutes Kriti, 10 minutes Swarams, and 10 minutes Sanyavatram. So anyway, 40 minutes is there. So it's all like that. It's not exploration of the Raga. So I just wanted to do that in Riti Gaula kind of Ragas. You are muted, Kumaresh.
So it is so nice to hear the creator speak about his thought, speak about this exploration, what made him bring out these soundscape. So Sathish ji, you have a very special talent. In the sense, you become the person with whom you play along with. Like for example, if you are playing with us, you are just along with us. Beat by beat, step by step, you are there. Similarly, if you are playing with Lalgude, Jayanti ji, you are there with her. If you are playing with Lalgude, Vijay Krishnan ji, you are with him. You are playing with Abhishek ji, you are there. You are playing with Aruna Chairam ji, you are with there. So, what is it? And for example, in this album, I heard, I was amazed by the way you have adapted yourself to the beautiful soundscape that Anna has created. That really called a step-by-step speed is increasing. The way you have adapted the entire without compromising the sound and the nada of the mridangam, you have given it a very different treatment. What are the thought process behind that?
So, to put it in nutshell, like when he called me, you see, today's recording, we are going to, it's not a regular recording. We are going to, there will be change in speed from, though we get to play in every concert, like every number regular kacharila, when artist increases the speed, we follow. Rather, we also, we follow like this and then come to this.
Correct.
That happens in every item beginning and also in the middle. So when it comes to this particular recording, I really felt shocked because Riti Gowda, I mean, the treatment of Riti Gowda, it was so inspiring and total blank for me. It's a total blank and total happiness. And then it's a mixed feeling for me. Santosham, Bhayam, Kalandu. Santosham for for experiencing such one of its kind of a recording, which normally no Carnatic musician normally encounter panna recording kadiyadu. So, and there is only me and him, the creator and one unknown. So, I mean, as I always feel, rather than playing for the artist's music, I try to be with their mind. So, because Vatapi Ganapati, I am hearing from my childhood. But when it goes to an instrumentalist hand or one vocalist lookout of expansion of a Vatapi, it really amuses me all the time how well the artistry is able to bring out such beautiful colors. So Vatapi, I know the basic structure of Vatapi, but then what makes a difference is the way the artist looks at the item. Vatapi then it is rather easy for me to go with your mind than with your music. Because that's where your music is also coming with. So I would rather prefer to go with the mind. But in this recording, as I told you, the creator and the blind person. So
in music, everybody is blind.
No, sir. Say you have a vision. It's like ஒரு தெரியாத கிருத்திக்கு வாசிக்கும் போது எப்படி இருக்கும் இது என்னன்னா like ஒரு தெரியாத ரெக்கார்டிங் today we are going to play Riti Gowda இதுதான் சொல்லியிருக்காரு. Usually we tend to ask what item, என்ன தாளம், என்ன அது இதெல்லாம் கேட்போம். But Anna said today we are going to play Riti Gowda and in different speeds. When he said different speeds, it struck me. So it is not a kriti. It is neither a pallavi kind of thing, but something unusual, unexpected. It really shocked me for some time, and then slowly I try to understand what he wants. Luckily, when there is a ray, sun and a blind man, when he feels the heat, he can follow the sun. That's how I could go.
Wonderful. Why? What a nice way to say.
to tell you very simply, because he has all the vision and I have no vision. I'm telling you openly. Okay, and I have no shy to accept this. Because or kacheri anna or idea irukum. But in the this is to tell you frankly, sir, it is one of its kind of a recording. Me being a musician, I am very fortunate that I have been called for this recording. Thank you. That much I can tell. Because it opened up a new dimension within. Not while playing, even after the recording. It opened up so many. In fact, I also tried something like this in a Taniyavartanam abroad, not here. Like Anna says, it will be either 90 or something. Takadinda, takadinda. When it comes to percussion, we tend to play the third speed and fourth speed most of the time in a concert. Whereas he challenged me playing first speed and second speed also, which made my job very, very, very tough, because it's so rare for us on a concert platform, that too on a bright concert platform like GK, to play in Onnadu Kalam, Rendadu Kalam is very tough. So he made me play first speed. On the 50th, ding, ding, na, ding.
That was the challenge. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I loved it. I could leave super Sathish, what he said, because when he, I mean, பேசாம இருக்க முடியல நான் here. Why I'm saying, because it gives a lot of space for us, which is so rare. That's how you help me go through the recording, because not even once did we stop. Once I started, you gave that rhythm, you gave that space. எனக்கு வந்து அப்படி நிம்மதியா இருந்தது. No, I'm not in competition.
ஐயோ சார், எனக்கு என்னன்னா அதுதான், இட்ஸ் லைக் a blind person trying to walk அந்த டவுட்லயே போயிட்டு இருக்கும். ஸோ அதனால பெட்டர் ஐ கிவ் மோர் சைலன்ஸ்.
It was actually, people should it's available in all the digital platforms, and please, the link is available there in the concept video also. So please, you should listen to Sathish ji's playing. It is just a lesson for many students who are learning music as to how somebody can accompany, or how somebody can be part of the whole thing, but also restrain themselves. And it's such a learning. Even for me, it was a learning. So
for me, sir, even after listening, I myself got shocked as to, oh, nane vachirukena. Oh, so luckily, and then with you being there, I could come blindly.
wonderful.
The way you also, I mean, you allowed me to make mistakes, and you beautifully covered it and made it musical. Thank you.
Sometimes music is also a lot of it's lot of imperfection that makes it very beautiful.
So beautiful. It is so nice to listen to two great artists talking about how they went through the experience of producing that music. Ganeshji, what I would ask as a violinist, the way you have played. So, talam kadiyadu, nobody is to put talam, and you are increasing the speed. It is a complex raga for people who are not able to connect to the sound of the raga. It is something which they have to develop over a period of time. So, as such a senior legendary musician, what would you recommend, or what would you tell to aspiring musicians, aspiring violin players as to how to explore a raga, how to play according to thala without having to look at somebody putting thala. How to just close your eyes, be the raga, and express yourself as that sound in one free flow. How are you able to be so free?
So, how
Mm.
many people think of the heartbeat while living? It should be like that. The rhythm should be like that when you play music also. Rhythm is the heartbeat, right? So, while talking, we do so many, that's like the melody. The underlying thing is the heartbeat. So, the heartbeat functions even without you knowing it. But you should know it. Once you start knowing it, that's what is the laya in music. So everything that you play, think of that in the form of laya. How the gamaka appears, how notes appear, one note, how it can appear in 2 beats, how can it sound like in 4 beats, how can it sound in 8 beats or 8.5 beats or 5.5 beats or 5 beats. I'm not perfect, I'm also learning, but I'm saying that's how I kind of explored as to how we can go forward. And there is also a point where you can use your bow as your rhythmic instrument while playing. That can help you. Like I'll play 4 notes in a. I'll count to 16 in my bow, or you can count your notes. How many notes am I playing? Am I playing 4 notes? Am I playing 8 notes? How many gaps do I have? If a phrase, that phrase, how many notes are there in that particular phrase? And how, think about that. And then, I mean, the children these days are so very, intelligent. They can pick up very well all these things. And it's all training the mind. And also, it's not like you can do it, you can do everything on your own and forget about the mridangam. Mridangam is what, as I told you, that's the rail track. He will lay the track. You cannot go off the rail. If you go off the rail, then you'll go somewhere else. Only accident will happen. So you'll have to go in the rail. So you should be very attentive to what the mridangam person is playing. And also, he will guide you into the laya, because we don't have tala. We cannot put talam. We can put talam in our legs. Yeah. But definitely the laya person is your greatest friend on stage, and he's the guide who puts everything on perspective, and you have to learn from there. You have to learn by listening. You have to learn from your laya person and the person who's giving you laya. So I think that's how we should go forward. That's how I have learned my lessons. As opposed to, there are a lot of people like Kumaresh who can just play even without that. Kumaresh is a laya personified. So he should be talking about it, because he calculates everything in rhythm. He's in GK, he's if I'm the melody, he's the rhythm.
So that's beautiful. So friends, you have this album available in all the digital platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Ghana, Wink Music, you name it, it is available in all of them. This is a must listen to aspiring musicians, rasikas, students of music, and people who just enjoy music per se. It is a one of a kind album, and I'm not saying because it is Ganeshana who has played. This is an album which, if you listen to the playing, you'll be awestruck. You will want to play that kind of music. That is the kind of stuff this album is made of. So, such a pleasure interacting with Ganesh Anna and Patri Sathish ji. We learned a lot about what went behind. See, from the conversation, we can understand that they hardly rehearsed, they hardly practiced together. Everything was extempo. So imagine the kind of sync they must have been to bring out something like this. So it's a great pleasure for me to, honor for me to moderate this beautiful conversation. Hope you all had a wonderful time and took something very substantive from the conversation of these two great minds. So thank you very much for being here, and pleasure to be a part of this. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Thank you, both of you. But one thing, this is one of the most challenging recordings that I have ever played till today. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish ji. Thank you, Kumaresh ji, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And I hope we kind of, helped you understand and, like what we try to do. It is all for it's from the mind, from the heart, from the soul. It's for all the Rasikas that we have dedicated this. So we hope we make a change. We hope it's for the good. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, everyone.
Namaskar.